Good morning, and welcome to the DFS Army's First Look NBA Breakdown, brought to you by Fantasy Draft, the home of rake-free daily fantasy sports. I'm CashKeg. Today I'll be doing a breakdown, 6-game slate, going over any questions you might have, lineup construction, going over injury news this morning, just kind of a first glance before we really get into it this afternoon, evening when the cheat sheets go up and Mutton Madness in there answering questions. But before that, if you're not already following me on Twitch, please give me a follow. Hit the notifications so you know when I go live. Also, if you're not a member of DFS Army, then please sign up using the link below or in chat and use the promo code TWITCH to save yourself 20% off your lifetime membership. And that includes all sports, college basketball, college football, got bowls coming up. We're going to have coverage for all of that. MMA, golf, it doesn't matter. We have everything over there. We don't nickel and dime you at DFS Army. We have you covered. So, with that, what is up, man? What is going on in here? How you guys doing? How was your holidays, man? Did you guys have a good turkey day? Good weekend? I know back to the grind on Monday, but Christmas will be here before you know it, man. A little snowing in here, a little cold. It's already freezing this morning here. It's good to be back here. It's good to spousal unit. She's got a job she started today, so have a little bit more time during the day to do these. It's Cyber Monday, yeah, Cyber Monday. For you guys that like sports betting, Cyber Monday. 50% off the DFS Army's Beat the Bookie service using promo code Cyber Monday. So don't miss out on that. If you're a DFS Army member, we'll shoot the link in there. We should have the link here in chat. But yeah, man, don't miss out on that. Sports betting is just going to get bigger and bigger, and they've been crushing it over there. So yeah, what's up, man? How you doing, Phil? Yeah, Turkey Day was good for me. It's always didn't host this year, so went to the parents' house. So it's always nice. It's good and bad, I guess. You know, I enjoy watching football in the house, but it is what it is. But Big Marley, there he is, man. Yeah, we should get in some of this injury news here, man. See what's really going on. Injury news. We are going to have some value today. Memphis is pretty banged up right now. John Morant is doubtful with his back. So we got guys like Tyus Jones on FanDuel. His 4K is basically free today. It is a lock button play for me. If Morant is out, they're a top 6 pace team. They get up and down the court. 4K is just ridiculously cheap. He's just a lock button play. So, yeah, man. Like those guys that get up and down. They get more possessions. You want those teams to get up and pace. The Evil Empire. Look at pace, man. Love guys that get up and pace and value. It's all about point per dollar, man. 5,600 is a little expensive for Tyus Jones. I prefer, FanDuel's a lock play. He's definitely in play at 5,600. He's going to play a lot of minutes if Morant is out. But he's not the, free 4K play he is over on FanDuel. Jonas Valanciunas is questionable with an illness as well. If he's out, we're going to see a lot of Jaren Jackson and we're going to see a lot of Clark. Clark is actually questionable as well, so they're going to be really thin if they don't have Clark as well. But if they don't have just Valanciunas just sits, we're going to have a lot of Clark, a lot of Jaren Jackson. So they're going to be thin. That's where we're going to get our value from today. Another spot we got to look at is, again, it's the Knicks, but old Frankie Nicotine, if he's out today, he's questionable with his back. We can see, Dennis Smith Jr. again get some run. It's the Knicks. Do you trust him? I don't know, man. He's cheap enough where, we can look at him and play him. He could be one of the better values today if old Frankie Nicotine's not going to play. So, definitely not as great a play as Tyus Jones to me. Just because I know that if Morant is out, Tyus Jones is going to play a ton of time, and he's only 4K on FanDuel. Awesome, man. Glad to have you on board, man. I love hearing things like that. Really appreciate it. Anyone, if there's anything we can do better, give you more information, just let us know, man. We're out here to help you guys be better and answering all the questions and being able to do these streams and all the content that we can provide. We do it for you. So if there's something you want more or something you want to see a little bit more, just please let us know, man. Really appreciate it. Yeah, the Greek Freak should be really easy to squeeze in today. I'll do kind of a sample lineup, how I see things, with the injury news we have. Again, it's really early on FanDuel today, and I think Giannis is pretty easy to fit in if we get some of this Memphis value. Again, on the Milwaukee side, talking about Milwaukee, Brook Lopez is doubtful. So his brother, old crazy Robin Lopez, is probably going to step in. We're probably going to see, again, that'll probably be your center play if he doesn't play. He put up a pretty good line the other day in about 25 minutes. I think he was like 12-6 or 13-6. So it's a guy we can look at. And that's the big news for us. I mean, we got some other guys, like Draymond Green is doubtful. But basically, that for me, that all does is put Bowman in play at point guard. Kevin Looney is probable to come back. He's probably going to be on a minutes limit. So that just kind of, even with Draymond Green out, they still got Chris, Spellman, Pascal. They have a lot of minutes there. There are a lot of guys in the front court that they can run out there. So it doesn't excite me that much. But against Atlanta, I think it's the Memphis guys you're going to be going after. So those are the guys we're really going to be focusing on. But yeah, there's a couple other ones. Josh Richardson is doubtful with a hamstring. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. Again, it's a 6-game slate, but again, to me, it's the Memphis guys, and then looking at Robin Lopez are the guys you're really going to be focused on. And then again, DSJ, if you can trust the Knicks, but he's cheap enough, you can take a chance on him. Let's head on over here to FanDuel a little bit, see what we got going on. So, to me, FanDuel, if you're paying up, it's Trae Young all day long. It's not even close. I don't know if Memphis can even keep this close with Indiana. They got one of the highest over-unders with Atlanta playing Golden State. He's playing one of the best. He should be able to just tear up Golden State all he wants at home. Trae Young, if you're spending up, like I said, we're going to have some value here with Tyus Jones. We'll just plug him in here at 4K, and we're just going to think that Morant's not going to play. So we'll plug him in. But really, it's going to come down to, do you want to go with DSJ if old Frankie's out? He's only 3,600. It'll change your build completely. Or do you want to go up and pay for Trae Young? I don't mind playing Simmons and Brogdon and GPPs, but if I'm playing cash games or if I'm playing single entry on FanDuel today, it's going to be pretty easy for me just to look at this and want to play Trae Young. I mean, he's got 60-point upside in this matchup, but some of the better value, is at point guard. We talked about if Draymond Green is out, when we got Kai Bowman here, he'll start running point again. And, we've seen some good upside out of him, 40, 50 points. It's really how the rest of your line's going to shake up. I think we'll have enough value where we can get there with the Memphis guys, where we don't have to go down there. I feel last about Satoransky. Satoransky's fine. I don't mind playing him, in GPPs. He's been, doing real well. Problem with me is Sacramento is in pace. They are 29th in the league in pace. Chicago's middle of the pack, but they're going to be playing down in pace against Sacramento. It's kind of hard to say because, Sacramento was one of the faster teams last year, but they're just down in pace. So, he'd be a nice GPP play because people are going to go to Bowman if Draymond is out. They're going to go Tyus Jones. They're going to go with DSJ. So you're going to get him a lot cheaper. I'm sorry, a lot less ownership on Satoransky than you will these other guys that are going to be more popular. So it's Tyus Jones to me is a lock play. I wouldn't get off him in anything. to me, I would just play him. Here, I'll make me a little keg lock emote here. He's a lock play. Keg lock play right there. Yeah, there's a lot of cheap point guards. You're right, and you can cycle them through. Just Jones is my favorite. All these other guys, I think, that take up ownership are just taken away from the better plays. So, if you feel like you want to go, Tyus Jones and DSJ, if he's out, that's a fine way to go. I just always worry about the Knicks and what they're going to do. But I just no, Tyus Jones not a lock on DK for me because he's 5,600. But on FanDuel, where he's 4K, is a lock button play. That's just a FanDuel only lock button play for me. I wouldn't lock him in at 5,600. What's going on, Diaz? How you doing, brother? So, the pricing on him, it's just mismatched. I think DSJ. What is DSJ on DraftKings? He's 3,200. So Dennis Smith Jr. on DraftKings, if Frankie's out, is definitely a guy I would rather play more than Tyus Jones. But let's just look at this build. We'll start with Tyus Jones and Dennis Smith in this build. I think you can go, like I said, I think you can go up to Trae Young, but I think it's either Trae Young and these cheap guys or just go cheap guys. But when you have value staring at you in the face like that, it's kind of hard to get away from it. But over on DraftKings, like I said, it's Dennis Smith Jr. If you're gonna play 3,200, it's hard to get away from him. Yeah, let's head over and look at shooting guard because like I said, I think it's a spin down position or paying up for Young in one of your spots with Tyus Jones being a lock button play. Over at shooting guard though, there's Donovan Mitchell playing against Philly. I don't mind that. Philly's kind of bottom third in the league in pace, but this game should be a fun game to watch. I don't know, for daily fantasy purposes. It's a 6-gamer. We're going to have to spend some money somewhere. I think I would kind of look more towards the Sacramento guards, maybe like a Buddy Hield or, Bogdanovich in that area. I think I'd be spending here. I don't know if I'll spend all the way up. Booker, I can never get right. I just don't. I just doesn't do it for me. His usage is about just shy under 30%. Plays 35 minutes a game, but he's only a little over 1 fantasy point per minute. And 8,300, I'd rather go to Mitchell all day long on that. Devontae Graham's been great. 7,400. It is against Phoenix, which has been pretty good defensively, but I don't mind here going in cash or single entry. He's just been extremely good, getting things done. He's only got about 25% usage, just about 1 fantasy point per minute. But he's seeing good 34 to 35 minutes a game. So I don't mind Devontae Graham if you're not going to go there. Like I said, Buddy Hield at home against Chicago. It's a good matchup. It's probably the best matchup on shooting guards on the board where, Chicago's, 27th and against shooting guards like Buddy Hield. So the problem with Buddy Hield is he's kind of all over the place. But at 7K, I still think we'll throw him in this dummy lineup here. I don't mind playing some of him. Lamb is a lock for you, Koosh guy. Please elaborate why you like Lamb so much today. 6,700, Memphis. They should be able to get it done against Memphis. I agree with that. I have no problem playing Lamb. 6,700. If they got Brogdon, Lamb, Horn, Sabonis, it's just, don't know exactly where we're going to, where that production's going to go, but he does a little bit of everything. So don't mind Lamb, but I think I'd rather go Devontae Graham or Buddy Hield. But, yeah, I don't mind that at all. Let's see what questions we got. Let's head back over here. What questions we got going on? Yeah, Memphis has been bad against shooting guards all season. I agree with that. They just can go so many places. I don't mind having some Lamb, but I just, they're going to be shorthanded. They're a 10-point favorite right now. I just have a hard time getting up there. I think I'd rather go Hield, but I get it. I mean, he's definitely in play. Barrett more usage with Frankie out. Yeah, I have to run the numbers. I'll run the numbers on that before I do the sheet because I want to see if Dennis Smith Jr. starts and him alongside Barrett, what the usage looks like. So I'll run those numbers, and if you head into our chat over there and DFS Army, I can spit out those usage rates and stuff later and see what it looks like. But I would assume his usage goes down a little bit with Dennis Smith Jr. if he does start. Because Barrett was running point for a long time anytime we had any of the guards out for New York. But, with Dennis Smith Jr. back, that should take a hit to his usage, I would guess. Quick question. Not a fancy question, but just a general one. Do you like Bismack versus Zeller in the starting lineup and more time? I just don't like that situation at all, June, when you talk about both of them. It's hard to me, it's hard to peg. I always want the starter in that situation, I guess is the best way to put it. Bismack's 4,700 on FanDuel. It's not like you're getting them for free, where if we get Brook Lopez out, Robin Lopez is 3,500 on FanDuel. And if he sees 24, 25 minutes, I'll take that all day long, twice on Mondays. So, yeah, really like that. Yeah, unless you get Fizdale, man. That's the thing. Stinking the Knicks, man. Man, I can't wait till that guy gets out of the league. Because he is just a thorn in the side of any DFS player. So, I will be happy when the Knicks decide to either sell the team plus get rid of Fizdale. Those two things happen, then maybe we can feel like we have a little confidence in playing both of those guys. So I'm with you. With all the guys out in Memphis, do you think Brooks is in playing GPP? Phil asks. Yeah, I do. I think they're going to have a short rotation, and he will be one of the lower-owned guys. I think, say we have both John Morant and Valanciunas out, but we have Clark in. Then I think what you're going to see is Tyus Jones, probably your most popular, followed by probably then Brandon Clark, Jaren Jackson. Those are going to be your top three. But then like Jay Crowder and Brooks are going to be guys that are going to be your guys that aren't going to be owned as high. So if you're looking for an ownership play on those would be the two guys I would look at playing for Memphis that won't be as high owned. But if we do have a situation where Morant and Valanciunas are out with Clark in, I think I'm starting my lineups basically with Tyus Jones, Clark. We'll head back over here real quick. Go to the power forward position. If Joe Val is out, I just and Clark plays, I'm basically just going to start my lineups with Jaren Jackson, Clark, Jones. Let's leave all the salary we have left, even if we do this. And this is why I think we might not have to. You might not have to pay up or pay down at point guard because we're going to have other good value. Let's just say that Brook Lopez is out, and we can play Robin Lopez at 3,500. Now look at all the salary you have. If we have all these injuries out, you got over 10K. This is so easy to fit in Giannis here, and you still got 9K. And this is why I would feel more comfortable paying for, say, a Robin Lopez if Brook is out, just because I have a hard time trusting the Knicks. Don't mind if you go there, but throwing in, say, a Trae Young, which I think could be the second highest scorer on the slate, right behind Giannis. That's kind of the way I would like to go. And then you still have enough money where if we have a build kind of like this, where we can still, I think you're going to be in the mid-range here at shooting guard. You can also pay down as well. But even say we want to look at playing another, what'd someone say, Brooks? Say even want to play Brooks. Brooks 4,900, and you slot him in. There's your four Memphis guys. And then you got 6,800 left, and you're looking at a guy like maybe Kelly Oubre, which is always in play. He's got some monster upside in a matchup that I'm not scared against Charlotte at all. So you can look at that way, or say you want to come over here to small forward and look at maybe go the Crowder way at 5K. You throw him in, and then you got 6,700 left. There's your Jeremy Lamb. I don't mind either one of those. So if all the guys that are going to be out that we kind of talked about, I think start with Jones, Giannis, Robin Lopez, the two Memphis guys at power forward, and you kind of build around that and mix around it. That's kind of what I would do. Yeah, shooting guards against Charlotte, man. Yeah, I'm with you. I completely get it. They're bottom of the league. Man, excuse me. So, yeah, problem is it's Devin Booker. So, yeah, I have no problem playing him. But he just hasn't been the same Devin Booker that we've seen in the past. But maybe this is an upside play. It's 6-game slate, GPP for sure. But I have a hard time trusting him. Let's head back on over. Is Game Stack a good option on this 6-gamer? I'm not a big Game Stack guy. The only time I would Game Stack is if you think it has a chance to go into overtime. I just don't think. I think it's more of a team stack today with Memphis. Just if all those injuries hit, we should have good value. So that's kind of how I look at it. I don't really like the Game Stack that much unless it's like a massive like 230, plus over under, and those teams have 3 to 4 value plays that you can stack with it, because there's times it's a game by game, team by team question as well. Because if you're trying to game stack, say, a team that has 2 to 3, or a game that has 3 guys over 10K, well, that's almost impossible to game stack. So I will say that certain times you can, but on this slate I don't think so. I think you can go heavy on Memphis, but I wouldn't run it back too many guys on the Indy side because they're kind of expensive. And unless you think that thing just absolutely stays close and shoots out, that's the only time. So June says, I'm personally going to focus on tiers on DK. Yeah, man, tiers. We got those tier sheets. They've been killing it. I have no problem there. I think that's a thing too. Well, let's talk about that a little bit when it talks about focusing. So everyone's life is different, right? It's the holidays, things get a little crazy, a little hectic. Don't spread yourself too thin. Think about, maybe scale back your sights and focus on one thing. Like June just said, he's going to focus on tiers on DK today. I think for this month, I don't know if you were a DFS Army this summer, you saw that I did a head-to-head challenge with Chop, and I basically ran one lineup every day on FanDuel, and I was sharing my results, and then I ended up, I think I ended up about $7,500 ahead, just betting one lineup a day for 30 days. I think I might bring that back for December to kind of show lineup construction every day. And with my wife just starting to work, and with the things I gotta have to do, and I can't watch the news constantly at nighttime, if I gotta do a few things, I might just have to stick on FanDuel. And so what I'm just saying by that is, if things change a little bit, with what you have going on and the holidays get busy, everyone still wants to play, man. I can't not. I don't think I can't not play. Then change the way you play. Pick a site. Pick one site and focus on that around the holidays. It might help your ROI a little bit, but always be adjusting and looking and seeing how you can boost that ROI, and don't try to do the same thing all the time, I guess is what I'm getting at. Big Marley says, I have a tiebreaker for a showdown qualifier ticket tonight in the Sacramento-Chicago game. Who is your favorite player in that game? I'm thinking Hield at captain right now. Yeah, I think in that game, let me look real quick. Let me pull up. I'm assuming this is DraftKings, Marley, right? Because that's what you play. I'm just going to pull up real quick so I can look at it and I can better answer that question. Because I don't know really the salaries for that real quick. So just one other person and okay. So it's just a tiebreaker. I know how it is. tiebreaker in that game. Sacramento, Charlotte. All right, let's pull and look at this. So we have Zach LaVine as the top guy here. Let me look and see. Let me pull up something here. Yeah, June. So you hate how DraftKings constantly removes changes and adds different contests to the tiers? Yeah, for NFL, it's been crazy. I hate when they do that. I wish they would keep something, and especially for providers, you know, if we're going to have something in the domination station, having them constantly move and change things is not ideal. It's like, if you want to make changes, do it in the offseason, not midway through the stinking thing. I'm with you with NFL. I think it's crap. Who would be my favorite captain here? Yeah, I think for me it's probably Buddy, man. It's probably Buddy right now. That's you know, I mean, I'd have to look at it, man. But I think first glance is probably Buddy. I haven't tore that game down left looking at prices and whatnot. But yeah, first glance, I think I would go Buddy. If we have value and whatnot, usually in the showdowns on DraftKings, you know, if we have like one piece of really cheap value, then you can easily pay up for a spot. Or sometimes I like to run that cheap value if I think he's going to get 30 points. That's the only time I'd run him up a captain. But yeah, I look at that. Yeah, I just don't get too cute with it is all I can say with that. Just don't get too cute. Yeah, that problem with LaVine is I get it. He can drop you 49 real points. But generally that's all he's did. When he hit 49 points, he only had 55 fantasy points because he doesn't do anything else. Now, last two games he's provided that. So, but usually the problem with Zach is he's really scoring dependent. So if his shot is not falling, he can absolutely kill you. I could say the same thing about Buddy though, as well. You know, Buddy's pretty scoring dependent, but he does a little bit more to assist that, you know, Fox is not around. So I don't know. I feel a little safer with Buddy, but yeah, it should be a good game. You know, I think Sacramento's favored by 5. I think they got team total of 108. So that's how I'd look at it. What else we got? Yeah, Tex just dropped that link in there, man. Cyber Monday special, man. Head on over to Beat the Bookie. 50% off. Definitely get over there. What other question you guys have? You know, for lineup construction, like I said, we're kind of in a holding pattern. I get questions once in a while where, you know, people will start making lineups at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Man, I look at the slate and maybe take some notes on injuries and guys to pivot off of. I think that's the best way to go at it. But to like make lineups and then have questions upon them, it's just impossible because everything hinges upon news with NBA. I can make a lineup now and it's nowhere near what it's going to be in 7 hours from now when it's locked. So you really, you know, go position by position, write your plays you like, write the injuries that are out and the guys you like. Like I said, the one of the best resources we have right now is just looking at our news. You know, CG drops in news every day that's telling you who's out and the guys that are going to benefit. So, you know, build a few lineups of both. But it's just too early when you build lineups that early, you know. I don't really start really building until, you know, we have, you know, 75-80% of the news that's out. And then, you know, then you can start really building your lineups. It's just everything changes. Any over-under bets you're eyeing tonight, old JMB says. I haven't looked at any over/under bets today, man. But I would say one thing with like player props. Let's talk player props a little bit, and then the over/unders. I'm trying to get used to it, but like when we have an injury, or a guy that's out, run over that book, and those player props take a while to adjust. So if you can see, a guy's just, is healthy all day, wasn't on the injury report, and then gets ruled out, the guy that's going to benefit from it, say it was, for example, like if Giannis for some reason was, pulled last minute, then Middleton's just going to hit that points, rebounds, assists, points, just crush everything you can on those. So it's about how fast you can react to that news and the player prop stuff. And that's one thing it's kind of getting a habit of saying is once that news hits, pull up them books, man, and see what they have. Because that's the best way of doing it. Who's asking, who's your 2 cash game centers for DK? Well, like you said, it is way early for figuring out what it's going to be. To me, one of them's easily going to be. It all hinges upon news. It really does. So it's really hard to tell you right now, because if we're going to get, Brook Lopez out, Robin Lopez is 4,400 on DraftKings. He'd be a guy I would look at playing. You got Sabonis and Holmes, but they're both power forward eligible. If you wanted to go after Miles Turner, he's 5,700, but he's risky. Joel Embiid's 10-3. There's lots of ways you can go, but it's a little too early for me to really think about who I'm playing. But if those injuries are hit, it's going to be probably, Robin Lopez, Clark, Sabonis, Embiid, one of those guys. June says, I wish they legalized gambling in most states. Yeah, they're slowly coming on, man. I think we got a handful. It's only going to grow bigger and bigger. So I'm with you. I wish they would grow more as well. Back to what I was talking about with like picking one site around the holidays and maybe just focusing on that one site and so you don't spread yourself too thin. Like I said, I was going to do the challenge with FanDuel. Fantasy Draft, again, is another site you could do the same thing where you don't have to worry about, swapping like on DraftKings and watching everything. With that, they're the only rake-free daily fantasy site. And again, they got a $200,000 rake-free contest, the Hooters main event, NFL this weekend. It's the largest and only rake-free contest of its kind you'll find. And remember, only on Fantasy Draft are 100% of your entry fees paid to contest winners. Sign up at fantasydraft.com with referral code ChiefST, and you'll get a free 7-day trial membership. So if you don't like one site, try the other one. Try Fantasy Draft. I love the rake-free stuff. Let me rephrase. Is this a 2-center slate for cash? I always try to play 2 centers on cash, unless like it's usually 2 centers or 3 point guards for me. If the value is pointing at, say, point guard, I have no problem running a point guard in my utility. But generally, I'm trying to run 2 centers. It doesn't always pan out that way, but if I really want to play 3 point guards and they're the best values on the play or on the slate, then I'll let those value plays dictate it. It's always point per dollar. So June says, I live in Mass and they recently just opened up a casino here, so I don't understand why they can't legalize it. Yeah, it's like bureaucracy, man. Everything's slow. It take a while to get going. It'll be opened up across the board here at some point in time. Give it 3 to 5 years, Illinois is slowly going to come online. Other states are slowly going to come online. When they realize, how much revenue they can make off taxing the crap out of it, then they'll slowly come online. But what else we got going on? June says 701 Ingram has been ruled out. DraftKings system has crashed. Yeah, like I said, it's a fun 6-gamer, man. I think as we look at it, and just doing the sample lineup, Memphis is going to be your value with those if Joe Val and Morant are out, and you're going to build around, Tyus, Jaren Jackson, Brandon Clark, and then if one of the Brooks or if one of the Lopez brothers sits, you're going to look at Robin. You're going to throw him in there, and then Giannis is just a no-brainer. If we have all that value, it's really hard not to play Giannis today, especially if Morant is out and we can play Robin at center. So I don't mind playing Embiid. I'm always about them point per dollar plays. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to say go this route, you can easily go that route. Say you don't want to play Trae Young at center. I mean at point guard, and you want to come over here and play Embiid, and then go back and play Dennis Smith Jr. You can easily go that route. And it's the same thing basically. Embiid's 900 more, but so if I was going to build, say, like a three max contest, I would build, say, my cash lineup, which I think is optimal. And if it had Trae Young at point guard and it had Lopez at center, I would just flip them like this and put Dennis Smith Jr. up at point guard and Embiid down at center and run them that way. And then, again, play with that other shooting guard or small forward position. But that's kind of how I see it. Tyus Jones, the lock button. The L lock button. You ain't getting away from that. But it should be a pretty cut and dry slate. There's really, if all the guys that are supposed to be out sit, it's going to be really cut and dry. It's load up on Memphis. On DraftKings, if Frankie's out, DSJ at 3,200, load up on him, and then Giannis is the top play. He should be able to crush anyone that New York has to offer for him. So, but yeah, Keg lock. That's right, Tyus Jones, FanDuel, the Keg lock button play. But with that, man, I'm gonna start working on these sheets. Putting some players out. Hopefully we get some news, and we get news early on the Memphis guys. And that's where the ownership's going to go. Like I said, and ownership's going to go towards those Memphis guys. And that's where I'm looking at playing. So without that, I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, I'll be in chat all day. Might do an NFL first look for this coming weekend tomorrow. Just kind of look at it first glance, talk a little NFL. I haven't done one of those yet, so if you like that, man, again, appreciate you guys' day, and I will see you on the flip side. Deuces.